Hey guys, what is up? Plastic Guy here, coming with another figure review, and today we're taking a look at this designer series Catwoman figure. I recently purchased the Return to Arkham games for the PS4 and played through Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Arkham Asylum was definitely my favourite of the Arkham series. The story was just so fun, really fun to play through. I really enjoyed it, and of course went straight on to Arkham City, which I did really enjoy. It was probably the one I played most at the time it came out, but it really just made me realise how much I enjoyed playing as Catwoman, how much I enjoyed the Catwoman character, especially seeing as Batman Returns is one of my favourite Batman films, probably my second favourite, with Batman Begins being the first. But yeah, I wanted to pick up a Catwoman figure after playing that game, and I went on to eBay, looked up to see what Catwoman figures there were, and there weren't many at all, really. This was one of the only ones up there at the time I was looking. It was up for auction, so I bid £10. These figures at the time sold in B&M for around £10. I mean, I picked up this guy in B&M for a tenner, and he's part of the same wave, so I didn't want to spend much more than that. Of course, I won it for a tenner, which I was really pleased with, and it's just arrived, so I thought we'd just take a closer look at it, and we'll take a look at the box first. So we've got Batman, Superman at the top here, DC Comic Designer Series, and Jay Lee, who I'm presuming is the designer. We've got Catwoman along the side, really like that, I think it looks great. More DC Comics Designer Series here, DC logo. Number 4, not too sure what that means. Maybe it's the fourth figure in the wave or something. You can see in the background we've got some artwork. And here's the other figures in the wave. So here's the Superman that we'll take a closer look at later. We did take a good look at it in my Superman video from McFarlane Toys Superman figure review. Here's Catwoman here. We've got Batman and Wonder Woman. And this Wonder Woman doesn't look too bad. I do want to pick up a Wonder Woman figure in the near future. I'm just waiting for the toy shops to open back up here. Obviously, they're all still in lockdown at the moment, which sucks. But yeah, something to look forward to, I suppose. But anyway, let's get this Catwoman figure out the box and just get a closer look at this figure. So here's Catwoman out of the packaging, and she looks pretty good. I've already got some gripes that I will go over, and we'll just take a closer look at the figure. We'll just first of all look at this head sculpt, and it looks pretty neat. Some good sculpted detail in the top of the head here. The ears look good. The paint application looks pretty good overall as well. Yeah, nothing to really complain about. I wasn't a massive fan of this designer series, and I'll go over it a bit more when we look at the Superman. I feel like some of the figures looked a wee bit goofy sometimes. They just didn't look quite right. Perhaps more comic based and realistic. However, I feel like this Catwoman looks great. There's nothing really goofy about her, and I feel like it does resemble the Catwoman that is in the Arkham City game as well, which I really like because that is ultimately why I picked up this figure. So I feel like the sculpting and everything's quite good, and the paint so far is good as well. Now my first gripe is this whip. So I'll go over that after we just take a closer look at the whip itself, but nice sculpted whip here, nothing really to complain about in terms of the handle. Really long lace here, and I'm just kind of disappointed there's nothing at the end of the whip here. I mean, it is just a straight string. I mean, it's curled obviously the way it's been in the packaging and things, but I was hoping for maybe a wee bit of a knot or something at the end. I mean, it's decent overall, and it is the only accessory the figure comes with. I will just get into the gripe a bit more here. So the hand, you've got the hand that holds the whip here. There's no alternative hands or anything. Comes with this open kind of cat claw hand, and then your whip holding hand. And getting the whip in here is a struggle and a half. So you can't put the whip in this way because you've got the toggle that's open, and you can squeeze that in and slot it in, and I did do that. However, this bit is not going to go through there. Absolutely no chance this bit at the end of the whip here is going to go in there. So that's annoying. You need to thread the string all the way up through here. And then this bit this bit will go through, but it doesn't go further, so she's holding it at the very top like that. It doesn't go any further, and I'll try and show that off. So you just get the string, you want to try and get it through the top of the hand, then just pull it, and then you really need to push this up. And there you go. I mean, as I said, it's generally not going any further than that, so she's holding the very top. No further than that. So it is a wee bit annoying. I wish she could hold it in the middle a bit more. But, I mean, it looks okay. Or does it? I don't know. Yeah, I do wish it could go a bit further, so she's holding it in the middle. Try and take it back out. And yeah, we'll just take a closer look at the Catwoman figure in general, because I do really like the sculpt here. I mean, it is relatively plain, but it does the trick. So here's the other head sculpt, and once again, I think the paint application is really good. Really nice sculpt. I mean, it is all the way, you can see a seam running from the middle all the way through the mask, and the ears are really nice. Good detail across the way. Really nice goggles, and the paint sculpt, as I said, isn't too goofy or anything. I think it's a great head sculpt. Then the body mold is fine, no complaints at all. Good sculpted detail throughout. It is just plain black, which is obviously a common Catwoman look. You do get the kind of purple costume as well, but I definitely would have preferred this look here with the all black costume, similar to the Arkham City game. And yeah, that is that for the body and the head sculpt and things. So overall, I'm really happy with how the figure looks by itself, and we'll just compare it first of all to that Superman from the same wave. So here is the designer series Superman, and as you can see, they're standing pretty much the exact same height. I think they do look good together. I would expect Superman to perhaps be a wee bit taller, but maybe not. And yeah, I think these guys work well together. As I said, on the kind of goofy side, this Superman definitely looks like it's lifted straight from a comic book page, especially the body here and the face. It doesn't look goofy, but yeah, I think you know what I mean. Whereas this Catwoman can kind of pass for a video game look. Not exactly movie accurate, but not exactly straight from a comic book page the way this Superman is. And that's why I had no problem picking up this designer series Catwoman. But I do want to put Catwoman next to Batman and see how that looks. And here is Catwoman next to the Batman Arkham, is it Asylum? I think this is the Arkham Asylum look, or it could be Arkham City. I guess it could pass for either. The new DC multiverse figure from McFarlane Toys. And you can see Batman is standing a lot taller than Catwoman. I don't mind it. I think it works well still. And yeah, I'm kind of happy with these two together. I think that would make a really good display. It's probably what I'm going to go for after this video, pairing these two figures together. I did just pick up this Arkham figure. I said in the Superman video I wasn't going to go for this figure because I already had this figure here, which was the Arkham figure released at the time of the games. I think this is definitely the Arkham City figure. And I was happy with this. I still am happy with this, but after replaying those Arkham games, I really had to pick up that newer Batman, and I do prefer the newer Batman over this one, just because the ears are a lot longer like they are in the game, and the face sculpt I think overall is just a little bit better. This head sculpt is just so small compared to the rest of the body here. But you can see they're more matched in height. They also look good together. I just prefer that look of the new McFarlane Batman overall. So I'll just run over the articulation of this Catwoman figure. You can get the head, doesn't look up at all, looks down a wee bit. And you can look at left, right, and all the way around. The arms move up about that much. You can rotate them back, forward, and get them all the way around. Just got a single jointed elbow, so you can get it at a right degree angle, and it moves around at the sort of wrist area, just a wee bit higher. And it's the same articulation in this arm here, nothing going on in the body at all. The legs, you can get to kick forward about that much, back about that much, which is alright. You'd expect a wee bit more from a Catwoman figure. You can't get her to go all the way out to the side, however. And yeah, there's a sort of weird kind of hip joint here that's separate to this joint here when the leg kicks out, but it works well when you're getting it into poses. You've got a joint here that swivels around just kind of below the thigh area. Just a single jointed knee, you can get the leg kicking about that much. Rotation at the upper calf, and then that's at the foot, or the feet don't move around at all. The articulation is obviously the same in this leg here. So that's about it for this figure, guys. I just quickly swapped the heads over to show what that looked like. And yeah, overall I'm happy with the figure. It is really hard to get into a good pose. I feel like it's kind of limited in terms of what poses you could put this figure into, just due to the articulation. But I'm really happy with the sculpt, the two head sculpts. The whip's decent, not the best, and obviously I showed how hard it is to get into that hand there. So yeah, for £10, I mean, I'm happy, but I certainly wouldn't pay any more for this figure. I'm just glad to have a Catwoman figure in my collection now, and this figure is decent overall. There's not much more to say about it. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, just hit that like button down below. Make sure you're subscribed to catch up on any further future figure reviews, and I'll also leave the link to my Instagram in the description below, where you can check out more of my collection when I post photos up on there pretty much every day. So once again, guys, thanks very much for watching. I'll catch yous on the flip-flop later. Cheers.